Someone started, can you turn the microphone up a little bit?
Sorry, it's been a bit quiet. Does that help?
Say it over.
For somebody who's considering a career in voiceover acting, what advice would you give them, and how would you recommend that I start?
Great. My advice to anyone that wants to act, period, definitely study. I'm a big believer in studying. I started studying acting at 10 years old. I studied for over 20 years. Because acting is a craft. And a lot of people think they can act or voice act because we all talk. And we all live life. I can do that. And everyone possibly can, but you really should, when you're training, you really can figure out what it's going to take to be an actor, to be a voice actor. So I would say, I don't know how it is in New Zealand, or especially within Christchurch, or I'm sure Auckland, there's maybe more voice training schools. But I would say definitely study what you're doing. But also, just within, say, the way technology is now, one thing that I love what's happening, not only are kids making like YouTube videos and they're directing and acting and their own stuff, even within the voice acting world, there's great things like Homestuck. I've seen so many amazing Homestuck videos with all these kids online voicing different characters, and really, that's the birth of, that's the same thing we're doing in Hollywood. It's just, you guys are able to do it now and start. That's even training at this level. So I would say just train and get good at what you're doing. Different voices, if that's your thing. Or, also be a fan of the things that you want to do. If you're like really a fan of certain products or certain shows, you really can speak that language to the creators and the people that you want to work with, and that also gives you better grounds of ultimately working with them someday. But I would just say for actors, do whatever you can do to study, to really create yourself as an artist. But then there's other steps, just making a reel, there's submitting to agents. Again, I don't know how it works as far as New Zealand, but that's how it works in Los Angeles. You have an agent, and they kind of help you get auditions for the final one. But study and fall in love with it. If it's something you love, you'll find your way to LA. Bro.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Questions? Come.
Have you ever been in physical pain over something your character has did or said? I.e. Zuko.
I.e. what?
Zuko.
Have I been in physical pain? Not physical pain necessarily. I've had yelled so much that I've lost my voice, and we had to cancel the session that day, which is embarrassing. But physical pain, I try to stay. I don't like pain that much, so I try to stay away from it. So I can act it, though. I can act it.
As in, like, when he's trying to impress the gang and trying to win them over.
What? Excuse me?
When he's trying to convince them he's a good guy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I can't hear the first part of the question.
Oh, as in when he's trying to convince the gang that he's a good guy.
Yeah, I do. I love that episode.
Yeah.
I love that episode. That's a good scene.
Yeah.
But as far as pain, I just will act it out. I always think acting's better than, really putting yourself through the madness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you ever done improv? Improv. Have you ever done improv?
Oh, have I ever done improv? Yes. Improv is a big part of acting, especially for all actors. The way it is now, you're required to do that all the time.
Do you feel like ad-libbing some Zuko-ness for us?
Do I feel like ad-libbing some Zuko? My life is a Zuko ad-lib at times. The great thing is sometimes, people want me to do lines as Zuko, and I'm one of those actors that don't really change my voice when I'm acting. It's just, this is how Zuko sounds. So, essentially, everything I say is in Zuko's voice. Or Jake Long's, I guess, if you think of it that way. Questions? Yes, sir. Say one time. What are my thoughts on the live action of Avatar? Of that? Is that what you asked? What are your thoughts on the live action of Avatar? It's such a heated. I don't know. I never saw it. Who saw it? Who saw it? Was it good? Anybody? Yes? No? Bad? My thoughts go like this. I didn't see it, so I can't really say anything. I wouldn't want to say anything bad about a film that I haven't seen, especially with someone like, you know, M. Night directing, who I would love to work with in the future. You know, you're filming something and I say something, and I'll be in an audition. He's like, check this out on YouTube. You totally dogged me out, man. So, M. Night, if you ever watch this, like, I'd love to work with you. But I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the movie. I did blog about it. My one thing was just that, you know, the whole casting wise, I don't know about the whole movie, but they talked about the ethnic casting, me being an ethnic actor, how I felt about how the film was cast. And I thought, more than anything, it just felt like it was a wasted opportunity. You could say that Aang could have been anything, you know, but more or less we the audience look at it like that was an Asian character. Like, it doesn't make any sense not to make him Asian. And nothing against the kid who got cast, but because I was a kid actor who got hired in a big film as a kid, I know what that can do to open the doors to the rest of your career. And how many, there's only a few, you know, Asian roles being cast in a year anyway, let alone major roles in major motion pictures. So I just felt, as Hollywood went, it was a missed opportunity for some other young Asian kid who would be the next, some kid like me that would have a 20-plus year career in Hollywood, and this was his big break to kind of introduce him. So I just thought it was a missed opportunity for that. But as far as the movie, I haven't seen it yet. I should watch it.
No, you shouldn't.
I should not watch it. If I watch it, I won't watch it alone.
Beer
and we'll live blog it. We'll live watch it on Google Hangouts or something. Just be like, what? I mean, I know a few things. I know they said they changed some of the names, like Aang to Ong, which is not cool. Which I read an article saying, you know, it's more properly pronounced as Ong. But it's like there's a big audience that knows him as Aang. And I was like, that's kind of like going in and redoing Star Wars and saying, you know, it's not Luke Skywalker, it's Luke Skywalker. That's not cool. So I just think he might have wanted to put his own fingerprint on it. I don't think it maybe needed that. And I heard it wasn't as funny as it wasn't funny at all, which is one of the beautiful things about the series is the humor. And maybe he just missed the boat on that. Maybe he just messed up. But I haven't seen it. Another question? Yes.
I was just wondering, like, between doing like Zuko and Iroh, like, was it pretty much like putting on an old look? Like, there was nothing like difficult about doing it. And also, for a new character that you're taking up, do you go through any like specific training, or like kind of get the whole fire behind them and try to be that person or anything?
Yeah. Okay. Two questions. The first one, going from Zuko to Iroh, was like putting on like an old thing. That was kind of weird because, you know, it's a cartoon, right? If we were doing this on a live action film, and then I'm gonna come back and play my grandkid 100 years from now or whatever, it would be like, yo, that's Dante, but he's dressed in a different outfit, right? But it's voices, and it was weird. We're trying to get it done. We're like, how are they gonna sound exactly the same? Should I try to make my voice sound different but the same? It was kind of odd, but when we finally do it, it was just kind of fun. But just the way, you know, you're thinking about it, it's a little bit weird. Even when I watch it, it was kind of jarring because I'm also used to hearing my voice with Zuko, and then you see my voice like in another character was kind of weird, right? But it was cool. I think a lot of people, like, as soon as that happened, like my Twitter blew up. Like all of a sudden, it was like people going, oh my God, screaming on Twitter. I don't know how they say, on Twitter. And then, as far as creating a new character, trying to be a part of it, you do, depending on what the character is, you do a lot. Like playing a surfer, you go and take surf lessons. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna play like Rufio, I did like months of sword fighting. Whatever you can do as an actor to really try to feel out that stuff for that character, you try to do that as much as you can within reason. Like, don't go get arrested or anything like that. But we definitely as actors try to try to experience things that the character would experience. You know, it's We call it research. Research. Like I told a story with this movie called When I'm a Trailer where I kissed a guy, right? So before, and I played this gay character, and I didn't know what to do. And I booked this job, so I go to a gay club, like one night, in Hollywood, which was crazy, West Hollywood, which is a big gay section of LA. And the gay clubs in LA are like intense. And for a straight guy that's never been to a gay club, you're like, yo, this is crazy. And so I talked to another friend of mine, a straight dude, to go with me because I'm like, dude, I can't go alone. Like, we have to go and help me do my research for my character. Dude, we walked in this gay club and they were going off. I was definitely like blown away by it. I was like, it makes straight clubs look like we are soft compared to that stuff. Questions? Any other questions? We're gonna wrap it up. One more question? One more question. Daniel, one more question.
What do you prefer, voice acting or acting? And is it harder to get roles after playing big roles like Zuko and Rufio?
What do I prefer, voice acting or acting? It's hard to get other roles after doing a big role.
Yeah.
So, as an actor, I don't really distinguish like this or that kind of acting. It's all I do is same acting, no matter if it's a camera shooting you or just a microphone picking you up. It's just kind of the way I was raised to act. It's really just to be truthful in the scene and try to tell the truth of that character. So I just love acting in that way. And as far as booking other roles after the big role, sometimes it is hard because so many people see you as one thing, and so it's hard for them to kind of see you as other characters. I mean, even to this day, years later, I could walk in a room, a casting room, and see like directors and you know, casting people, and they'll like call me Rufio. Like, yeah, what's up, Rufio? You're like, this is not helping me right now when I'm trying to be this other character. It's a blessing and a curse. There's, you know, for every actor, they hope to do at least one character in their life that we were remembered for, that people, you know. And so I was thankful to have now like Rufio and Zuko are like it's really special, great things. So it's one of those things you can't really think about it in a negative way. It's just a positive. It's all part of your career. But I'm sure there'll be hopefully another great character or two in the future. But thank you guys so much for joining for this little talk. I'll see you guys later on. We might do some music and hang out more later. But see you guys around. And come visit in the back. I'll sign something.